It's here, for example, that the Great Step Pyramid and all the different pyramids are on this side, because the pyramids are doorways to ascension. They're not tombs. They're doorways to ascension. So down here at the Pyramid of Mer and Ra, it marks the essential boundary line of this district. So as an initiate, you would enter the world of initiation down here in the south. This introduces you to the world of the Occident. And then you would travel through these different schools, and you would learn the philosophies, the teachings. The student would learn the medicine, would learn the geometry, would learn all the things necessary to become a teacher. On graduation, you would reach 30 degrees of initiation. Hear the harmonic, 15 minutes, 30 degrees of initiation, and you crossed over the line, the delta line, the line of Ker'ah, is the division line in Egypt that separates the 6 zones of the underworld and heaven. Everything above this line was considered heaven, so the first major temple town you come to is the ancient town of Anu, or Heliopolis. Heliopolis, even the Greeks understood that Heliopolis was called the heaven of Egypt. And this is where you went after getting your 30th degree of initiation. This is where you went for 31, 32, and 33, administered in heaven. And then as a complete initiate, you got to go out and terrorize the planet. Good job, Mary. So, I'm sorry, wrong adjective. So, this is the geodetic temple of Egypt that goes 600 miles from the delta all the way down to Abu Simbel. The magnificence of the Abu Simbel temples, which are built into stone, into a mountain, basically represents the base of your feet. And so, all along this temple, every facility, every temple, every building that was constructed in this temple over a period of well over 10,000 years was done under the guidance of the Book of Foundations, the divine book. Even in Hatshepsut's temple, there was reference to the fact that she said, every stone in this temple was placed at the dictate of my father. Even during the tumultuous Akhenaten period, when Akhenaten moved the central district, the capital, he was simply adjusting the capital to match the addition of the new Delta provinces. And so a lot of what Egyptologists get bound up into is the soap opera that's really intertwined around the actual dictates from the Book of Foundation. So there's a profound connection going back to the relationship of thought, word, and gesture, and how Ker'ah is the word given personification, and all of those areas. This special district that I introduced you to is located right here. In Schwaller de Lubitsch's book, he takes the famous Luxor temple and he superimposes a skeleton of a biometrically balanced human being, and he shows that the most holy of that temple is based at the throat, the voice box of the human body, because that's what gives the body action, that's what gives the body movement. I don't want any one of you to call me a noun or a pronoun. I agree with Buckminster Fuller and Einstein. I'm an adverb or an adjective or a verb. I choose to take action rather than be just a name of something. Okay? So here they superimposed and built a huge geodetic temple in the divine proportions of the human body, which is then anchored to heaven right at the voice box. Pretty heavy, huh? Now, you want to talk about how to alter the genetic code over years and years and years? They tell us in the genome study that the first intelligent human being showed up in a valley somewhere in Africa 60,000 years ago. The only way you can get out of Africa is either going through this delta area, out through the Sinai and up into Eurasia and Europe, or you can sneak out by boat down through Madagascar. So most people, most cultures in ancient times, very ancient times, and that's the genome study. How many people have had their saliva tested by genome? Do that. It's incredible. They will tell you where your ancestors began in Africa and where you hung out for the last 60,000 years. Some people go over into Asia. It's amazing. It's an amazing study. And so it's brought much clarity to the debate as to, for example, what's the oldest culture? Gandalf and I, God love you, Gandalf and I debated for years what was older, the Egyptian culture or the Sumerians, and I finally got him because I showed him enough quotes, close to 50 quotes, and the best one was Babylon and Sumeria were considered colonies of Tamarai. Look at the artwork. They were imitators. There's always an argument. The Babylonian, I guess if you're an Egyptologist, and what are you, a Babyloniologist? They've been trying to tell us that the Babylonian and Sumerian language is the oldest, and that the Egyptian hieroglyphs has been lifted from the Sumerian. In John Churchwood's work, which is a definitive study of ancient languages, our ancient language comes out of Africa, and most of the hieroglyphs are orientated to animals and things native to the African continent. Our roots reside in Africa, where the heart resides. We were originally Tamarians. So this great temple